Be honest, as much as we love our fur babies, they sure do mess up the inside. I won't miss waking up to cat hair all over my counters.
Hello, it is I once again talking about Resilient Jenkins, family of 7 living in one bedroom. I promise you I've got a great big video to discuss with you guys tomorrow, but it's just taken a little bit more editing time. The reason why we are gathered around Mike, the microphone today, is because since I posted yesterday's video of Stephanie and Andrew and the shenanigans that they have been getting up to and the fact that they are being evicted and they've got nowhere to go. Besides all of that, Stephanie decides to throw one last final punch to her remaining followers. These are the followers who, for some bizarre reason, haven't really found issue with what has been going on with their current situation up until the point where yesterday Stephanie said that she is basically abandoning her pets. Her 4 cats.
We feel now it's just the best interest in all of our family members to have them just be outdoor kitties.
Now, you may think that that's completely wild that some people didn't see an issue with it. I have read countless comments all over the show, namely on the Resilient Jenkins Facebook page, which I'll put up right here, which if you want to go and read those comments, please feel free to do so. But there's people literally saying, I did not have an issue with you until now, until the pets are getting abandoned. Bearing in mind all that we know, if Andrew doesn't see a problem with abandoning children, then 4 cats is really not a big deal to him. I've got no doubt in my mind that it was probably Andrew that was telling her to go and bloody abandon the cats anyway. Of course, we have Stephanie who is backtracking and saying, I'm not abandoning them, you guys aren't listening to me. I listened to that video several times. I also read her comments, and I can assure you that it is exactly like it sounds. If you aren't already aware, I will just point you in the direction of my last video. Basically, they are a family of 7 living in one bedroom. They are now facing eviction because of unpaid rent and also for the fact that there shouldn't be that many people living in that one bedroom apartment. The kids have only recently gotten beds, but before that they did, and they still do, sleep right next to the onions in the kitchen. They've just had a newborn baby and they've got nowhere else to go, and they keep on getting declined for housing.
Both Drew and myself have called every single one of those resources, as well as every resource 211 has given us. But unfortunately, just like we were met with months ago when we tried to relocate, every resource that I've called is just tapped out in this area. We're not completely locked into staying in this area. We are open to moving a little bit out of the area if that's what we need to do.
And Andrew also has a son that he abandoned as well, which is very, very, very fitting because, they are now abandoning their pets. But basically, she came out with a video yesterday where she was cleaning out the litter boxes, picking up the litter boxes, and then throwing them in the trash outside. And she states that they have 4 cats. Yes, 4 cats and 7 people living in a 1-bedroom apartment. And allegedly, one of them is Andrew's, who apparently was a stray, but they took him in. Another was given to Stephanie by a friend of hers. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, that was never a stray, that was just given to her. Who really knows? And then the other 2 were strays that they just started feeding and let them into the house. Her whole philosophy about it is that, cats are free spirits and they want to be let outside.
After debating for some time, we decided we will not have indoor cats when we move. Prior to me and Drew getting together, I had 1 cat and he had 1 cat. The cat that he had was a stray that came in from outside, and the cat that I had was a cat that I received from a friend. Becoming a family, we brought in 2 other stray cats. So at one point we did have 4 cats in this apartment. That seriously did not last long, not even more than a couple of weeks. And then my cat Conscious, who has always been a free spirit, wanted to go outside, and so we let her do so. It's always been my opinion that if you have cats and they act like they want to go outside, let them outside. They're animals. And I don't mean for that to sound any bit insensitive. To me, it seems like you're doing the cat a disfavor when they're asking to go outside. That's where they want to be happy, and you're not letting them go. To be honest, as much as we love our fur babies, they sure do mess up the inside. I won't miss waking up to cat hair all over my counters. And yes, I am aware that's probably more than likely why we dealt with a flea issue to begin with. We just wanted our kids to experience having their fur babies inside with all the cuddles they wanted. But we feel now it's just the best interest in all of our family members to have them just be outdoor kitties. That does not mean we just stick them outside and not take care of them. Our cats still get plenty of cuddles and they get fed every day. But this way, they get to be the free spirits they like to be outside, and we can go about preventing some of the damages that cats bring to a home, as well as all the cat hair. But we always still love our fur babies.
I'm going to be very blunt with you. All of that, including the fact that they're already chucking away litter boxes, so one may assume that they're just going to start the turfing out process right now. This would insinuate that they are in fact dumping their pets. Now, regardless of whether or not some of these cats, because not all of them were strays by the sound of it. Regardless of the fact, they still took those cats in for how many years have they been there? Like 3 years? 2, 3 years? That's 2 to 3 years worth of cats, you know, wanting to come inside, wanting to seek shelter. Perhaps they were ditched once upon a time, you know, kind of cared for. They were fed, they were given warmth. She even said that they come in when it gets cold. I'm from the UK, and over here it is far more common to see cats roaming outside. I've had cats which have been indoor outdoor cats, and this is like a cultural thing also across a lot of Europe. Like, a lot of our cats are not indoor cats, they are indoor outdoor, depending on the breed, very breed specific, but we're not going to get into breeds. We're talking about your average everyday house cat. And so what she's saying when she's saying, you know, cats are clawing at the door and they want to go out, yes, that is generally what indoor outdoor cats do, but they nearly always come back to you because they know that that is their home, that is where they're fed, that is where it's nice and cozy. And she did say that they come back when the weather is cold. Also making a point that why, if they are such indoor outdoor cats, do they have litter trays? Because I'm telling you right now, all the cats I've ever had, aside from when they were like kittens, didn't need litter trays because they did their business outside. They ate, they went outside, they generally came back in. So why do we have litter trays? If they're really indoor outdoor cats, why does your cat have a litter tray? So what's going to happen when they leave, okay? They're just going to leave the cats, which, by the way, I do believe, because everyone keeps on saying that it's actually an offence with a huge fine and all sorts, for you to abandon your animals. She may call them free spirits. She can call them free spirits all she bloody well wants to, but at the end of the day, they're going to leave, and those cats are going to be clawing and climbing to try and get back in because that is their home. Okay, she also said that she got 2 of them neutered, which could explain the reasoning why they ran away from their original home in the very first place, because they're looking for a mate. That's pretty common. Having a cat that just lives permanently outdoors, that's not a good quality of life for a domesticated house cat. We're not talking about cats out in the wild. They don't particularly fare very well, especially if you've taken the time to domesticate them and you've given them somewhere to be. For you to just abandon them, what is going through your head? And the comment section is really commenting. So someone said, girl, you willingly posted evidence to dumping your pets. Someone else said, this is a C felony in Oregon and fine up to $1,000 or 30 days in jail. Well, considering they don't have $1,000, that'll probably be jail time for them. This sounds like your justification to dump your cats outside. Someone else said, you cannot just let your cats go outside and move away. They'll come back to that apartment even if you don't live there. That's abandonment. Someone else said, where are you located? I'll take them in. I do cat rescue. I can get their treatments and anything they need. Do not have outdoor cats. It's too risky on both ends. This is the thing. Like, why are you so fundamentally lazy that you won't even try and rehome cats? There's probably quite a lot of people on your follower list who would happily take in a cat. Happily. In fact, I am 100% positive that there are going to be people there who don't even like Stephanie, but want to see the good for the pets, who would happily take the cats. This whole thing is just ridiculous. It's just pure laziness, and it's just no thought whatsoever. Does everyone want to hear what Stephanie said? So this is in reply to the Resilient Jenkins Facebook group, and if you don't know where that is, I will leave it linked in the description box. It's definitely somewhere to go and check because it's one of the few places where Stephanie actually does reply to people. She said in reply to a comment, this is what garbage people do. They get evicted and leave animals to fend for themselves. Which actually, yes, I agree with that. She said, haha, and your name is Karen. Absolutely perfect. Look, if being called a Karen is just not wanting to see domesticated cats being dumped outside when they're an inconvenience to you, if that is being called a Karen, then I am Mega Queen Karen, okay? Now, if you had actually listened, you would have heard that these cats were strays long before we arrived. No, that's a lie. You said that you were given one of them by your friend. you've also domesticated them. And there is in fact many strays in the area we live in. This isn't a good thing. This means that cats fight. Have you seen cats fight? It's extremely nasty. When we decided to have indoor-outdoor cats, we took the extra step to take the 3 male cats to get neutered, and we kept them in the home to heal. The cats have always been indoor-outdoor cats. The only time they spent the majority of the time in the home was during cold weather spikes. But even then, one of the cats chooses to be outside most of the year. That's where she wants to be. This is what I'm saying. One of the cats. She's flipping and changing it all the time. She's like, oh yeah, they were all strays, but actually that's not true at all. And now she's saying, oh yeah, all of them like to be outside. Actually, only one of them likes to be outside all the time. I would just like to point out as well is that she's talking about the only female in the group. What I was saying earlier about the fact that she took in 3 males and she got them neutered, they were probably strays and out looking, like they probably left their original home or were dumped, whatever, and they've basically spent the whole entire time roaming around looking for female cats. That is what male cats do. All of the male cats that I've seen that have ended up being strays are ones that have not been neutered, and they've just gone really far, and they cause fights, and they yowl and howl, and they basically attack the female cats. By the sounds of it, that was probably the reasoning why they were strays in the very first place, because she just admitted, oh yeah, actually the only one who really likes going outside all the time is the female cat. Funny that. Maybe you haven't experienced cats that prefer outdoors, but these cats will literally sit by the door scratching and meowing to go outside. I've had like 4 cats in my time. That's what they all do. But while inside, the cats do normal cat stuff like jump on counters, scratch holes into the carpet, and bring unwanted pests inside. And while I'm well aware that pest part could be controlled with expensive medications, that's not always possible to provide for multiple animals. Maybe you should have thought about this before taking in all of these animals. It's just like how many kids they have. I don't care if you don't see the reality of that. It's not your life affected by it. It's my family's. I said nothing about leaving the cats when we move. You decided to speak that narrative yourself. We are not garbage people for doing things a more nature nut way. You can call me a nature nut, nutty nuthead. I'm fine with you. No, this isn't being a nature nut. This is just being lazy and not being able to afford the amount of cats that you have and trying to justify the reasoning why you want to abandon them by saying, hey, yeah, it's because I'm a nature nut. Nah. No, not at all. Sorry, you can go sit down somewhere else with that one. Just because your opinion doesn't match mine, don't make me garbage. I think it will find it does. Have the day you deserve. Edit. Also, if I lost supporters over this, that is what it is. I said nothing about abandoning any animals. Yes, you did. People choose to hear what they want, and it's a risk we take when being open and honest on social media. I'm sharing the real, raw truths of what's happening in our life. If you can't be supportive and understanding, then it's just not for you. I think someone needs to contact the animal shelter and let people know exactly what she's doing, because she's literally just admitted to, wanting to abandon her cat. She's literally seen just like chucking out the litter tray. It's just like, bye, we're gone, we made this decision. This video has been a little bit different in the way that I have given my opinion pretty much throughout this video, so I'm not going to do this great big detailed explanation of how I feel, because I hope that you guys already understand by now. But to summarize, she's extremely lazy, and Andrew's really lazy, and they're idiots. Just a massive shame. But it's very in line with their channel. It's very in line with their channel and what we know about them, I'll be completely honest. What's everyone else's thoughts and feelings about this situation? I would love to know down in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Wherever you are in this world, take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.